Hey Bayshore, this is Neil. Wanted to take a few minutes to encourage you guys. Um, Fortunately, most of us, in fact, very few of us have been directly affected by the virus. However, all of us have been affected by the social orders that have been put in place and the reactions to those social orders. And probably none more pointedly than trying to get toilet paper, having to show up early at 8 a.m. or 7 a.m., stand in line. And as I was considering this, it just occurred to me the thought that while HEB and other places may be short on supply, and while people might be panicking, God is never short on supply. And just some examples that come to mind when He took the Israelites out into the desert. He fed them until they were full with manna and quail. And this was in the desert where there's no reasonable place to get food. When Jesus had just a few small loaves and fish, He was able to feed 5,000 people. And so God, as the Creator, is never short on supply, and that changes how we live as Christians, and that changes how we approach crisis as Christians. In 1 Thessalonians 4:13, it says that with reference to death, we do not grieve as those who have no hope. And I think that same principle applies in crisis, in that we do not approach crisis in the same way as those who have no hope. Rather, we see crisis as an opportunity for God to glorify His name or rep His name in the world and bring despondent people to Him. So what does that mean for us? How do we take something, a once-in-a-lifetime crisis, and turn it into a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity? I think number one, parents, take the opportunity to show your children what it means to be godly men and women who approach things like this in a mature way, in a well-rounded and wise way. If you're non-parents, take this opportunity to show your friends the same thing. And if Christians in general have an opportunity to show unbelievers what it means to approach crisis as someone who has hope. And really there are two big areas where we have hope. One is that we have a God who is never short on supply. We have a God who is a Savior. And we have a God who uses crisis for opportunity. But even if the worst were to occur, even if you were to get sick or were to die, there is even hope in that we have hope after this life. And so at no point in this do we ever lose hope. So some practical ways that you guys could turn this from a crisis into an opportunity. One, get better acquainted with your neighbors, especially if you have downtime right now. If you're job searching or working from home or something of that nature, take extra time out. Talk to them across the fence, 6-foot rule and all of that, but take some time out to talk to them. Two, bring outreach ideas to the Bayshore leaders. We want to hear your ideas. We're looking for ways to reach out into the community, so bring those to Bayshore for the local Corpus Christi community. And then be going to Kevin with outreach ideas or opportunities for you to help with Reflection Church as well. And I know there are some particular challenges with that, as Rockport is on a bit more of a lockdown than we are. But do some praying and do some thinking, and then do some acting based on what God leads you to do. So hope you guys take that to heart, and we see some real growth and movement in the gospel in this season. And be safe.